उनकी वॉइस आ रही है। स्टार्ट कर लूँ?
जी मैडम।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
स्लाइड आगे पीछे यहाँ से।
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
मैडम ऑपरेट कर लेंगी?
नहीं, बैठ जाए भैया, आप बैठ जाए प्लीज, थोड़ी देर बैठ जाए। अस्सलाम वालेकुम बेटा, आज के टॉपिक ऑफ डिस्कशन इज द टाइप्स ऑफ chronic inflammation. So first of all, we see what is chronic inflammation. As I have told you in previous class, chronic inflammation is defined as a prolonged process in which active inflammation, tissue destruction, and attempt at repair are proceeding simultaneously. All these three features are present in a single chronic inflammation. Tissue destruction, active inflammation, and repair process are taking place in chronic inflammation. And as I have told you in previous lecture, causes following acute inflammation. When acute inflammation is remain for a prolonged period of the time, and it can change into the chronic inflammation. And when there is a repeated attacks of the acute inflammation, or it is not treated, can change into the chronic inflammation. The third cause is the chronic inflammation is starting de novo. From very beginning, it is chronic in nature, like in tuberculosis. Fourth one is the autoimmunity. When in certain condition, our immune response set up against the individual own tissue, it is called as the autoimmunity. Autoimmune diseases are always from very beginning, it is chronic in nature. Fifth one is the prolonged exposure to the toxic agent. When we expose to any type of the agent which is harmful for our body, it produces disease which always chronic in nature, like as I have told you, silicosis. Now, the general features of the chronic inflammation, as I have told you in previous lecture, three are the common general features of the chronic inflammation. These are the mononuclear cell infiltration. Mononuclear cell, as you know, the lymphocyte, plasma cells, macrophage. The most important is the macrophage. Number two is the tissue destruction or necrosis. As you know, the macrophages release variety of the lysosomal enzyme, and these causes the tissue destruction or necrosis. The third is the proliferative changes or the fibrosis or the healing process is also taking place in chronic inflammation, and it is due to the, as you know, these are due to the different factors, different mediators which are released by the macrophages. As you know, the platelet-derived growth factor, transforming growth factor, beta, all these factors lead to the proliferative changes. So the most important cells of the chronic inflammation is the macrophage, which release variety of the enzymes, which release variety of the factors, which causes the tissue destruction, necrosis, or the proliferative changes. Now, the types of the chronic inflammation. There are two types of the chronic inflammation. Number one is the non-specific type of the chronic inflammation. Non-specific, there is no new thing is taking place in this type of the inflammation, and in this the inflammation, healing, and destruction is taking place simultaneously, as I have told you. So this is the non-specific chronic inflammation. No new thing is taking place in this type of the inflammation. Here we see the word granulation. Granulation means the tissue or the newly formed tissue which is formed at the site of the wound, at the site of the injury. It is granulation tissue. So in non-specific type of the chronic inflammation, no new thing is happened. Only we see the inflammation, repair process, and destruction side by side. Now, the second type of the chronic inflammation is the specific or granulomatous types. In this type, injurious agent causes a characteristic histological tissue response with the formation of granuloma. So, granuloma is different. granulation tissue is different. Granulation tissue means tissue which is formed at the site of the wound, or granuloma is at a different type of the histological tissue response which we see in our types of the chronic inflammation. So this type of chronic inflammation is called as the specific or granulomatous inflammation, in which we see the formation of granuloma. Now, today our topic is the chronic specific or granulomatous inflammation. Now we see what is granulomatous or the specific type of the inflammation. In this is the distinct pattern of the chronic inflammation characterized by the granuloma formation, as I have told you. Or what is granuloma? Granuloma is defined as circumscribed tiny lesion about 1 millimeter in diameter, composed of microscopic collection of modified, or in other words we say the activated macrophages. The other name is given to this macrophages which are activated or the modified is epithelioid cells. These are not actually the epithelial cell. Oid, when added, it means they look like epithelial cell. So the name is given epithelioid cells. Other features are the presence of the chronic inflammatory cells and the giant cell. As you know, this is the types of the chronic inflammation. So chronic inflammatory cells are present there. Another new word is the giant cell. Giant cells, what are the giant cells? When macrophage fail to phagocytose a large particle, or the particle is undigestible, they are unite together to produce a large cell which contain many nuclei. This cell is called giant cells. And other feature of the granulomatous inflammation is they are surrounded by the fibrosis. So these are the most important features of the granuloma. It is the different type, distinct pattern of the chronic inflammation. It is composed of the activated macrophages. They are surrounded by the chronic inflammatory cells, and also the older granuloma show the fibrosis or the fibroblast. Now we see the cells of the granulomatous inflammation. Yeah, the cells of the specific type of the chronic inflammation. Number one, and the most important, is the macrophages. Other name is epithelioid cells, giant cells, lymphocytes, plasma cells, and fibroblasts. As I have told you in previous lecture, and I have shown you the slide of the lymphocyte, plasma cells, fibroblast, macrophages, you remember all these things. You can see again, you can see here the plasma cells are there, macrophages are there, lymphocytes are there, and the fibroblasts. This is the small review of all these cells. Then now the new cell is epithelial, not the new one, but these are the activated and modified macrophages resemble to the epithelial cell. So the name is given epithelioid cell. They are not actually the epithelial cell, but they look like epithelial cell. So the name is given epithelioid cells. These are weakly phagocytic. They have weak ability to phagocytose a particle, but they have enhanced or they have increased ability to secrete enzyme which try to destroy, which try to digest the foreign particle, which try to destroy or digest the different types of the material which produce these types of the inflammation. Now what is giant cell? Giant cells, when macrophage fail to phagocytose a large or undigestible particle, they are unite together to form a large cell. So this cell is called giant cell because it is made up of many cells. Their size is more, so the name is given giant cell. It contains many nuclei. Because it is made up of many cells, so it contains many nuclei. And it is also a weakly phagocytic, but it produces secretory product which help in removing, invading the agents which help to digest these foreign particles. So the giant cells are actually the macrophages or the epithelioid cells. When they fail, they unite together and produce a large cell which is called as the giant cell. Now the most important is the types of the giant cells. There are many types of the giant cell, but two are important which take part in the inflammation. So we only discuss these two giant cells, Langerhans giant cells. In Langerhans giant cell, what is the difference? The nuclei are arranged at periphery. They are not present in the center. They are present at the periphery, like complete ring or incomplete ring, or nuclei may cluster at two poles. They are not spread in whole of the cytoplasm. Only we see these nuclei are present at the periphery, at the two poles, or they produce a complete ring, or they may be produced incomplete ring. Mostly seen in tuberculosis. The second types of the giant cell is the foreign body giant cell. In this, nuclei are present centrally, dispersed in the center. So the difference between the Langerhans and the foreign body giant cell is that in Langerhans, the nuclei are present at the periphery, but in foreign body, these nuclei are dispersed in whole of the cytoplasm. And this type of the giant cell we see in the foreign body granuloma. Now you can see the picture. In Langerhans, you can see the arrow. The nuclei are arranged at periphery, not present in the center. You can see here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big cells, which are the Langerhans giant cells. Now here you can see a single foreign body giant cell in which the nuclei are present in whole of the cytoplasm, not in the form of the ring, not at the two poles. They are dispersed in whole of the cytoplasm. These are called as the foreign body giant cell. Other giant cells are there in body, but in relation to the inflammation, these two are important: Langerhans giant cells and the foreign body giant cells. Now, the examples of the granulomatous condition. We see these granuloma in a variety of the condition, in a variety of the pathologies. The most important are the bacterial, are the tuberculosis. These tuberculosis occur, as you know, occur due to the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Leprosy, which is caused by the Mycobacterium leprae. Syphilis is caused by the Treponema pallidum. Brucellosis is caused by the Brucella abortus. So these are the most important bacterial condition in which we see these granuloma. Certain fungal condition in which we see the granuloma, these are the actinomycosis, which is caused by the actinomycetes. Blastomycosis, which is caused by the blastomyces. Cryptococcosis, which is caused by the Cryptococcus neoformis. So these are the fungal condition in which we see the granuloma. Parasitic infestation, which we see the granuloma, is the schistosomiasis. There are many types of the schistosomia. These are schistosomiasis, Hematobium japonicum, but we see fungal, we see the granuloma in schistosomiasis. Other condition in which we see this granuloma or granulomatous type of inflammation is the sarcoidosis. Sarcoidosis, it is the disease of unknown etiology, foreign body granuloma, which occur due to the different types of the foreign bodies, and these foreign bodies produces the granuloma. Crohn's disease, this is the inflammatory bowel disease. So mostly we see in these conditions, we see the granuloma formation. Now the foreign agent which causing the granuloma formation, the most important are tattooing, paraffin, silicone, silica, beryllium, zinc, cactus spines, sutures, which are remain in our body during surgery. Blast injuries, the bullets can remain in our body, or the particles are the bullet remain in our body. The powder from the gloves which we use during the surgery. So these are the most important foreign agent which causes the granuloma. Now, the classification of the granuloma. The first classification is on the basis of the immune response. Number one is immune type, which is the T cell mediated type of the immunity. Second is the foreign body granuloma. It is the non-immune type. So on the basis of immune response, we divide this inflammation in immune type or non-immune type. Here you can see the foreign body granuloma. In the center, you can see the slight pink color elongated. It is a foreign body. And you can see the different types of the foreign body giant cells are present around this foreign body. So this is the slide or the picture of the foreign body granuloma, in which you can see types of the foreign body. And these are surrounded by the foreign body giant cells and the lymphocytes. And here you can see the slide of the immune granuloma. On the basis of the morphology, necrotizing granuloma, in which we see the necrosis. The granuloma contain necrosed area in granuloma, then it is called as the necrotizing granuloma. Another word or another we use term caseating granuloma, in which we see the necrosis area, in which we see the caseation. This granuloma is called necrotizing or caseating granuloma. And this type of the granuloma we see in tuberculosis and fungal infection. The second types of, on the basis of the morphology, is non-necrotizing granuloma, in which the central necrosis is not present. There is no necrosis is seen in this type of the granuloma. This type of the granuloma is present in the sarcoidosis, which is due to the unknown etiology, Crohn's disease. And another word is the inflammatory bowel disease, cat scratch disease. Cat scratch disease is occur due to the gram-negative bacilli, Bartonella, Borreliosis, foreign body granuloma. So non-necrotizing is mostly we see in these types of the condition. Now here you can see the difference between the necrotizing and non-necrotizing type of the granuloma. In necrotizing, you see the central area is pinkish, homogeneous. This is the necrosed area. In non-caseating, there is no homogeneous or no pinkish area, no necrosed area is present. In this, it is called as the non-necrotizing type of the granuloma. So on the basis of the morphology, we divide this granuloma into necrotizing and non-necrotizing. In necrotizing, you see the necrosed area in the center of the granuloma. In non-necrotizing, we can't see any type of the necrosis in the center. Here you can see a zoom picture of the necrotizing granuloma, and you can see the Langhans type of the giant cells are there, and in the center necrosed area, which is pinkish, homogeneous, and somewhat granules are there, which are the remnants of the cells are there. So this is the picture of necrotizing granuloma. This is the picture of non-necrotizing granuloma. Only you can see the epithelioid cells are there. There is no necrosed area is present in these type of the granuloma. Now you can see the pathogenesis, how this granuloma is produced. So first of all, when the body see a particle which is undigestible, which is large, and the cells are failed to digest an agent. So first of all, the acute inflammation is remain for 24 to 48 hours. It is a weak acute inflammatory response. Then these particles, these antigens are engulfed by macrophages. And these macrophages fail to phagocytose or digest this particle or degrade this particle. So they present these cell to the T cell mediated immune response is started. And there is an activation of cluster differentiation, which is a glycoprotein present on the T helper cell. And these T helper cell activate the variety of the macrophages and release a variety of the cytokines like interleukin 1, interleukin 2, gamma interferon, tumor necrotic factor, and monocyte chemotactic factor. As you know, interleukin 1, interleukin 2 proliferate and call more and more lymphocyte at the site, and gamma interferon convert these macrophages into the activated macrophages or the modified macrophages, and tumor necrotic factor proliferate the fibroblast. And these macrophages, as I have told you in previous class, produce the growth factor like the platelet derived growth factor and the transforming growth factor beta. So all these features leads to the accumulation of the tissue macrophages, increased recruitment from circulation, local proliferation, and proliferation of more and more T cells. And macrophages are activated, as I've told you, by the gamma interferon. So all these factors which are releases by the T cells and releases by the macrophages, they causes the formation of the granuloma. So because of the gamma interferon, macrophages are changed into the epithelioid cells, and epithelioid cells are joined together to produce the giant cells, and they also release the different types of the growth factor. So there we can see the fibrosis in the surrounding of the granuloma by the transforming growth factor beta, platelet derived growth factor. So this is the pathogenesis of the granuloma. In foreign body granuloma, host immune system is unable to digest the foreign body because they are poorly degradable, poorly digestible, and then it resulting in accumulation of the macrophages. And macrophages surround and isolate the foreign body. Why? Because they prevent the dispersion, they prevent the spread of these foreign body at the other side of the body, at the other side of the tissue. And some of these macrophages are fused together to form multinucleated giant cell. Somewhat they wall off this foreign body to prevent the dispersion, to prevent the spread of these particles to the different parts of the body. So these are the foreign body granuloma. Now, first in the last, what we can see in granuloma, or what is the outcome of the granuloma? These macrophages, lymphocytes try to destroy these cells, these foreign body or the foreign matter, but most of the time they fail and they causes the destruction or they give trauma to the surrounding tissue. So there may be an abscess formation, a collection of the pus. These granuloma may be rupture, and because it contains necrosed area, so dystrophic type of the calcification or calcium deposition we see in this type of the granuloma, and there may be a increased fibrosis and whole granuloma is become fibrous. So these are the most important outcome of the granuloma: abscess formation, it may be rupture, it may be maybe a calcium deposition, and in other word we call it as mineralization, and the fourth one is the fibrosis. So thank you. This is our today topic, chronic granulomatous or the chronic specific type of the inflammation. बेटा कोई क्वेश्चंस हो तो पूछ सकते हैं आप लोग. बेटा कोई क्वेश्चंस हो जो आपको समझ में नहीं आया है पूछ सकते. बेटा अंडरस्टैंड दिस टॉपिक.
मैम आपने जो क्लासिफिकेशन पढ़ाई एक मॉर्फोलॉजिकली बेसिस पे जो दूसरी थी वो प्लीज रिपीट कर दें थोड़ी.
अच्छा ठीक. Beta, on the basis of the immune response, we divide this granuloma in two types. Immune type, in which, as I have told you, in the T cell mediated immune response is present in this type of the granuloma. The second variety is the foreign body, in which immunity is not take part. Only these macrophages try to wall off the foreign body. Immune mechanism is not present in this type of the granuloma. So on the basis of immune response, two types, immune types and the foreign body types of the granuloma. Understand?
मैम जो आपने जो मैकेनिज्म बताया ग्रेन्युलोमा का, काइंडली प्लीज वो रिपीट कर दें.
सही, ठीक है बेटा, बता. बेटा, first of all, when a foreign body, when any type of the agent which is enlarged and which is poorly degradable, poorly digestible, first of all it is faced by the acute inflammatory response. But acute inflammatory response fail to phagocytose these particles, so then they present these particles to engulf by the macrophages. These macrophages are also fail to phagocytose these particles because they are large enough and they are poorly degradable. So these T cell mediated immune response, which is also called, this T cell mediated is the delayed type of the hypersensitivity or type 4 hypersensitivity. In this, there is an activation of cluster differentiation on T helper cell, and these cluster differentiation T cell act against the antigens which are along with the major histocompatibility complex. So these lymphocytes release a variety of the cytokines like interleukin 1, interleukin 2, gamma interferon, tumor necrotic factor alpha. Interleukin 1 or interleukin 2 proliferate more and more lymphocyte at the site of the injury. Gamma interferon change these macrophage into the epithelioid cell, and the tumor necrotic factor alpha produce the growth factor. And these gamma interferon or these macrophage, as I have told you in previous class, release certain like the platelet derived growth factor, transforming growth factor beta. So more and more macrophages are present there, and these macrophages, by the help of the gamma interferon, change into the epithelioid cells, and interleukin 1 and 2 promote more and more lymphocyte to reach at that site, and growth factor are there, and these growth factor produce the fibrosis. So there is a picture of the granuloma by these mechanism: presence of the epithelioid cells, presence of the lymphocyte, or the fibrosis. Fibrosis कैसे होगा बेटा? Fibrosis होगा due to the release of the growth factor by the macrophages, the transforming growth factor beta and platelet derived growth factor. And also these tumor necrotic factor also produce fibrosis. बेटा understand?
Yes, ma'am.
और बेटा any question? बेटा टाइप्स ऑफ क्रॉनिक इन्फ्लेमेशन जो है वो 2 टाइप्स की क्रॉनिक इन्फ्लेमेशन होती है. बेटा 2 टाइप्स की क्रॉनिक इन्फ्लेमेशन होती है. एक होती है बेटा नॉन स्पेसिफिक टाइप, जिसमें नो न्यू थिंग इज हैपेंड. We see the tissue destruction, necrosis and active inflammation. It is the non-specific type of the chronic inflammation in which no new thing is happening. So non-specific, in which tissue destruction, inflammation, healing is taking place simultaneously. It is the non-specific type of the chronic inflammation. And other variety is the specific type of the chronic inflammation in which we see the granuloma. Granuloma क्या है बेटा? It is the collection of the जी बेटा.
ये जो आप नॉन स्पेसिफिक का बता रहे हैं, उसमें जो हीलिंग होगी और जो इन्फ्लेमेशन होगी वो एट द सेम टाइम होगी.
जी बेटा, वो जो मैंने आपको बेटा पहले भी बताया था, in which destruction, healing and active inflammation are taking place simultaneously. Macrophage जो है वो बेटा inflammation भी कर रहे हैं, destruction भी कर रहे हैं by release of variety of the lysosomal enzyme, and they also produce transforming growth in this non-specific type of the inflammation. But in specific types, we see the granuloma. Granuloma क्या है बेटा? It is the collection of the modified macrophages, which are called as the epithelioid cell. So these are the difference between the non-specific and specific. In specific, we see the granuloma, but in non-specific, we see the fibrosis, destruction, and repair or the active inflammation. So these are the 2 types of the chronic inflammation.
और मैम एक डिफरेंस ये भी हो सकता है ना कि आपने जो बताया अभी जो नॉन स्पेसिफिक है उसमें जो इन्फ्लेमेशन और और जो रिपेयर है वो एट द सेम टाइम होगा।
हाँ हाँ, और एक ये भी है, उसमें ग्रेन्युलेशन टिश्यू बन रहा है, ग्रेन्युलेशन टिश्यू,
हाँ, उसमें नहीं बन रहा है।
और इसमें ग्रेन्युलोमा बन रहा है। ग्रेन्युलेशन टिश्यू बेटा जो न्यू टिश्यू प्रोड्यूस होता है एट द साइट ऑफ द वुंड, उसको कहते हैं ग्रेन्युलेशन टिश्यू। और ग्रेन्युलोमा क्या है? सर्कमस्क्राइब कलेक्शन ऑफ द मैक्रोफेजेस। सो ये भी डिफरेंस है कि उसमें ग्रेन्युलेशन टिश्यू है, इसमें ग्रेन्युलोमा प्रोड्यूस होता है। अंडरस्टैंड?
यस मैम, थैंक यू।
यस मैम। मैम आपने जो दूसरा पॉइंट रिपीट किया है डिफरेंस का, वो दोबारा रिपीट कीजिए।
बेटा नॉन स्पेसिफिक में ग्रेन्युलेशन टिश्यू डेवलप होता है। ग्रेन्युलेशन टिश्यू क्या होता है? जब वुंड हो, इंजरी हो, तो एट द साइट ऑफ द वुंड और इंजर्ड एरिया द टिश्यू, न्यूली फॉर्म टिश्यू इज कॉल्ड ग्रेन्युलेशन टिश्यू। और ग्रेन्युलोमा क्या है जो कि स्पेसिफिक टाइप में दिखता है? इट इज द सर्कमस्क्राइब कलेक्शन ऑफ द मॉडिफाइड मैक्रोफेजेस। तो उसमें ग्रेन्युलेशन टिश्यू प्रोड्यूस होता है जो कि सॉफ्ट, फ्राइबल, पिंकिश अपीयरेंस न्यूली फॉर्म टिश्यू होता है। और स्पेसिफिक में ग्रेन्युलोमा होता है जो कि कलेक्शन है एक्टिवेटेड या मॉडिफाइड मैक्रोफेजेस का। ये डिफरेंस है दोनों में, ठीक है?
यस मैम।
कोई बेटा और डिफिकल्टी, कोई और प्रॉब्लम? एनी अदर क्वेश्चन बेटा? एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? थैंक यू।
कर दो।